did you ever try to confront, or did you ever try to speak to your family? Because as a child, and even now, I think family is
Yeah,
the best
like
support we can get. So did you ever try to get that support or confront?
about the support. Once I like when I was like in class 11, 12, like it would be like fairly recently, you can say, like around 2018, 19, I asked my mother, like, hey, I actually want to try to get some, counseling or therapy for myself. Like, I think that would help me to, clear my head for my class 12 finals because that's a big exam, right? So at the time, her reaction was, do you really need that? Like, I am already going through so much shit because of you. Like, excuse my language. I'm sorry. Like,
It's
the
okay.
tone I have to convey it, right?
Okay.
So, like, can you not just, suck it up a bit? Like, I am trying my best to hold this household together and I cannot deal with this right now. So, that was kind of my mother's response to this. Like,
Okay.
she herself is super depressed and stuff. Like I have to act as part-time counselor for her somewhat sometimes. Like overall my mom is like super good. Like I would say she is the only member of the household I like. So, and my dad, well, he reacted as he always does. That is throw stuff at me and then scream his lungs out. So he proceeded to say like, um, have you gone mad? Have you gone insane? Do we like everyone will now speak about this and then bang through the stool, bang through the remote. Then that was like pandemonium basically. So that happened. So after that, I just never spoke up about needing therapy etc. ever again because I just knew that was not the right thing to do. As for confrontation, normally I sometimes try to diffuse the situation whenever some argument or something happens because I know that things will get thrown and broken and stuff, and like it's not a good situation to be in, right?
Right.
But nowadays I have just like, yeah, I'm not involved in this anymore. I would just go inside my own room or something because like me being there just makes it worse, kind of like I cannot diffuse the situation that well. So I have just like, for maintaining the peace in the household, I try, but like whatever happens. I can't help it now. Like both, my dad is a bit, stubborn and typical Indian dads, kind of like at that a bit of narcissism, anger issues, uh, childishness, impulsiveness, bad decision making, etc., and put in a blender, and you get my dad kind of like. So that's that.
Right.
Like it's not a pleasant thing to talk about, but
Right.
it
I
is what
understand.
happens.
Right. I know.
So
I just
that's what
hope
happened.
situation gets better. And of course, I'm sure your mom is really lucky to have you, because as you have mentioned that you sometimes try to talk to her,
Like
try.
I am in a sense lucky to have her because she has been kind of like the only stable parental figure in my life, and from childhood till now she has been the one paying my school bills, my tuition fees, every fees. She would do all of the housework as well. She works as a teacher as well. So from the morning she goes out, in the evening she comes and she works around the clock to kind of make the household run. So like I respect her a lot, but sometimes she has a bit of an old view on things, like
Right.
it
Understand.
isn't easy to change the viewpoint of someone who has always known that viewpoint.
Right.
So
Of course. Of
like
course. Of
she
course.
is so very progressive because like she got an education when she was like she was from a very inner village from Sibsagar, and at that time when she was young, I know because my cousins and their mothers have told me as well. At that time, girls didn't used to get education, but
Right.
my maternal grandfather, he was a wise man who thought that both my sons and my daughters should get an education. That is why my mother could, come out from that inner village to this Guwahati city, and then she could have a good job and, a stable life kind of.
Right.
So in a sense, her family is quite progressive for her time. So I would say that I am kind of lucky because she is open minded about some things, like for my
Right.
education and giving me freedom for, other things. Like I would say, because most girls nowadays, like uh just today I went out by myself to my friend's house, and it's like took my own scooter. I just went out. It's the evening, but she was like, "Okay, you come back by 7 p.m." She won't call me that much. She won't worry that much. Like, okay, I know you will come back at that time. Like, she gives me that much freedom to
Freedom.
do
Right.
things.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Right. Right. Good. Good.
It's a mixture
Uh,
of good and bad in my house.
right.